Srinivas. I'm totally working since last 10 years into IT. Uh, I can say I worked for Verizon previously. Yeah. Currently, I'm working for Wipro Technologies. Since last 3 years, I'm working in Hadoop basically as a developer and sometimes admin also, because sometimes we need to set up the environments for the production and for the support also. If something wakes up, also we need to look into it, because there is no specific team like admin into our project. So like we have people of five and we'll be doing everything almost, like whatever the
Okay,
problem.
but normally when it comes to a big enterprise level data warehouse, their
Okay.
admin team is always different, right?
Yeah, it is always different, but as it is a small team, and I mean we have that project also very small project. That's where five people is able to control the whole production and UAT.
Okay,
Yeah. So let me start. See, for this today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to present the components which I'm going to discuss in the coming sessions. Okay. So
okay,
if I tell you in overall, I'll be giving a very high level picture of Hadoop and the components. What are the components? How it interact with each other? I can see.
okay.
Okay. That is what I want to discuss today. Can I start now?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Thank you. So as you know, like Hadoop is it's a parallel distributed system. So when I say it's a parallel distributed system, you might have asked like there are n number of parallel distributed system in the market, but how exactly it is different, right?
Yeah,
So in that case, what will happen is, yeah, there are a number of things which is similar to Hadoop, but in terms of the scale, like we have some properties like if something there must be something different in a Hadoop compared to existing parallel distributed system. The number one property is the scalability. Okay, the scalability. You can scale this framework to n number of systems. There is no limit on the system count which you include in the Hadoop. If I can tell you a simple example, Yahoo is running with 40,000 servers in a Hadoop cluster. Okay.
40,000 servers.
Yes, 40. And when I say server, I mean it can be desktop also.
Okay,
Okay. So okay. So if you understood clearly, like I have before Hadoop, I worked in SQL Server also. I have seen 3 to 4 servers maximum in a cluster. 3 to 4 or 4 to 5,
okay,
not beyond that. But in this Hadoop kind of environment, like you can have n number of systems accommodated into Hadoop cluster. Okay, the scalability is very high. That means when scalability is very high, you can accommodate the data as much you want, right?
okay,
As much you want. That's a big difference between the existing parallel distributed system compared to Hadoop framework, right? So exactly, like people will call using like ecosystem of Hadoop. Okay, what exactly the ecosystem is like in Hadoop? What are the different components we play with? Like as you know, like every system is designed on top of multiple components, right? So in a
okay,
Hadoop also, like we have some 8 to 10 components almost in Hadoop ecosystem. I mean, we have recently few more components like Spark, okay, and Kafka. I mean, like we have some tools also added recently, but before that, we used to have some tools. I'll discuss you in next slides. We start get
okay,
into directly on that. Okay, so what exactly Hadoop is good for? So I can tell you, like it's for good for analytics. Okay, good for only for analytics, not for real time analysis. Not for real time analysis. Something like I cannot use Hadoop framework for banking system. Okay, because there is no
for
meaning.
banking system means?
Say, let me tell you. If I tell you simple example, like if you take a some weightlifter like crane, you know, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. See, with the help of crane, you can lift a small vehicle or a big vehicle also, right? But there is a difference. You will only use this crane for big vehicle to lift, not for small vehicle.
yeah,
Right? In the same way, Hadoop also work for that kind of system, but people will never use for banking transactions. Suppose if I want to withdraw money from ATM, I'll not use Hadoop framework to for the same functionality. Instead, I will use some Java functionality over there because there is
Java
no,
functionality, or you're gonna use Oracle.
yes, with some sort of database, Oracle or SQL, whatever it is. Right? In
Okay.
the same way, Hadoop is used for mainly for analytics, not for banking transactions. Okay, so
Okay, got it.
if you see high level, Hadoop is a framework used for analytics. Suppose you have some Twitter data of 1 day. One
Yeah.
day is very huge, right? Like millions of users are there. If they tweet one tweet also in a day, it will be huge data, right?
Yeah. Okay.
I'll take that data and I'll do some analysis with my Hadoop programming, so that I'll get to know which which interest of topic is going very hot in the Twitter handles now. I can do that kind of
Okay.
analysis. So it's mainly used for offline processing. Say when I say offline processing, I'll start writing. So,
What is half lane processing?
okay, I'll repeat. Say I have some data. Okay, I have data
Okay.
in place. Okay, then you
Okay.
apply your logic. There is no harm here. Okay, your logic, if you write enough, I mean effective logic, it may yield results in 30 minutes. But
Okay.
there is no guarantee.
Okay.
Depending on that, I cannot do some other work. I cannot do some other work. Okay,
Okay.
this is the reason I cannot use this in banking system. Hadoop
Okay.
cannot be used
Okay.
in banking system, because see,
Okay.
if I put ATM, if I don't know in how much time the response will
Okay.
come, I mean it's not like how the system is working, right?
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
basically, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Please. Tell me.
So basically, like in this, whenever we do all the calculation, everything, we are not sure how much time it will take. It can take few minutes also, and it can take few hours also. It depends on the data only, right?
Data only, right? But at the same time, data is very limited here. At the same time, we should not use Hadoop also here. So you can use some kind of Oracle or some kind of Java platform to get it, so that we'll get the results very fast.
Okay.
Okay. So we understood now exactly what is a Hadoop.
Yeah.
Sorry. So history of the Hadoop, you know it, like Apache people took this concept from Hadoop. I mean Google papers. They developed it. They make it open source completely.
Okay.
Apache. I mean you know it, Apache Hadoop.
Yeah, Apache Hadoop,
Yeah.
that
So
Apache. Yeah.
yeah, that's where Apache framework started developing. They slowly started adding the components on top of the Hadoop. Okay, so I can say
Okay.
like Yahoo is the biggest contributor to developing this Hadoop framework in the backend also. Even though idea was came from Google white papers, but it was taken up by Yahoo people. They developed it very extensively for the usage purpose.
Okay.
Yeah, so I will discussed about what is Hadoop and where exactly we should use. It's not like I can use
Okay.
Hadoop. I can replace every system with Hadoop. So we should have some right
Got it.
meaningful idea in place before you replace your system with Hadoop framework. Right? Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Let's go with some second slide. So let's discuss about the main the I can say building blocks of the Hadoop and what purpose it came on Hadoop come into existence. It has a four properties. Let's come to the volume. So when I say volume, right, there is no limited data is coming in nowadays. Like
Yeah.
if you see Twitter itself will give you some terabytes of data. Think about Facebook. Okay, think about some other Google Plus. Okay, if you see these social platforms, they give huge
Yeah.
lot of data. But suppose if you want to analyze some business idea, because business idea, suppose I want to release some toothpaste. Okay, but I don't want to test that results of my toothpaste. I want to take the inputs and prepare the toothpaste and I release into the market.
Yeah.
See, Testing is different, and getting the inputs and based on that releasing into the market is different, because the second one will
Yeah,
more succeed, right? More
yeah,
succeed.
exactly. Because basically before releasing it to market, you're gonna get the reviews
Yeah,
from the customers, like how they're gonna use it, if they're
yeah.
useful for them or not.
Yes, so that's how, like, but the same problem here is, like, I cannot run my Java program onto Twitter data and get the results, because if I start running now, suppose assume like 100 GB now I have, tomorrow 300 GB, thereafter like 600 GB, my program will be keep running it. There is no enough time to complete it. See, once in a day,
Yeah, exactly.
my program will run. But if data keeps growing, I should write some intelligent program to handle the data, or I should divide my program, right? So that,
Yeah,
yes. So like that, suppose I have 100 GB today. Tomorrow 100 GB, one more 100 GB will come. So that my program should split and run on the 200 GBs parallelly.
yeah,
Parallelly, okay. So I will discuss about this logic before. Let's focus on the volume, okay. It has a volume.
okay.
Yeah, it has a volume is a main concern, okay. And next, variety. Variety means, like, I'll not be having some similar data across platform, right? Twitter will generate its own data, and Facebook will generate its own data, and Google Plus and some other platform XYZ also generates its own data. So you will see variety of data in terms of XML, okay, in terms of plain text files,
Okay.
okay, and so blah blah blah. I mean, you name it, whatever
This
it
is
is.
something that type of data you are talking about, right?
Yes, types of data. Like, say, I can generate one
Yeah.
type of
For this.
data, because
Yeah.
I cannot
Okay.
generate the data which you like, because it's my system. I am the Facebook. I can generate whatever is needed for me, right? So, like, in a global world, like, you will see variety of data. That's what I want to convey. Okay.
Okay, I got it. So that means here you are talking about the ETLs, where we in the Hadoop, where we create the ETLs to process the data. Either we are getting from Facebook or from Twitter or
Ah,
from TSV files or Excel files.
yes, correct, correct, correct. Okay, now velocity. So we understood the variety, right? Now velocity.
Yeah.
Like, I'll show you the next slide, velocity slide. If you see, this is the data in 60 seconds.
Just on because there is some buffering here. So
Uh,
whenever you change your slide, it takes like 5 seconds,
oh, okay.
3 to 5 seconds.
Okay. See, I just changed the slide. What I want to say is, in a 60 second, how much of data is coming from the system? I mean, when I say system means everyone is a system. Like, I can also generate my own data, because
Yeah, I
my
understand. Yeah, I understand what data. Basically, you are getting all the data. For
no.
example, either you are getting it from a website, either you're getting from Twitter, either you're getting from Facebook pages,
Mm.
either you're getting it from Excel files or anything, but you are getting data from all parts
But
and
see,
everywhere.
at what speed it is coming? It's coming at very very high. Like, one minute itself is giving 350 GB of data. Facebook, think about, you will have I mean, terabytes of data, petabytes also sometimes, right?
Yeah,
Exabyte also. But to deal with this much of fast, our program should also intelligent enough to run. I
yeah,
cannot say,
exactly.
like, I don't know how much data I'm going to get, but let me start the program. No, because it will never end, because data is keeps hoarding onto your system. Okay, that's what. Now I'm talking about the velocity, at what speed it is coming, right? At what speed it is coming. That is the third property of the Hadoop. Okay,
Hadoop. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now if you see veracity means something like, you have some data, okay, you have some Twitter data, okay, but you know it, you need some information, you need some information, okay, you don't need
Okay.
some other information, you don't need some other information. That means, you have a file like this, okay, you need a columns like this, not like this. That means some certainty, some uncertainty. What I need is this one. I don't need this one. So there is no need to process and store this data. Some raw
Okay.
data, some concrete. Suppose I have a log file. Log file is having I can say like your banking transaction information. I need those details. Okay, I don't need some other information like say I need only deposit. I don't need credits. That's what
Okay.
veracity means. What is important for you, for your business case. I have given you one text file to you. I just simply asked you. I need a numbers out of it. Whatever the number is stored in that text file, give it to me. So
Okay.
the text file, I don't need it. I don't need it. Okay. So this veracity means the certainty, uncertainty of data. Obvious, right?
So
Because
basically, it gonna for example.
yeah, please.
Okay. Yeah. Please continue.
See,
So
basically,
in this means
yeah.
yeah.
Sorry, please
It's
tell me.
fine. Continue. Like I'll say, and then it's fine.
Yeah, sorry. What I'm saying is, I have will be process. Obviously, everyone has to process some data in their Hadoop system, but you need some data, not all data, right? That some data is your data veracity.
Okay.
Veracity means the data which you need it.
Okay. But end of the day, gonna store all the data, right? Example, like if I say I have like a 10 GB of Excel sheets,
Uh huh.
and I have like basically I have five Excel sheets. Each Excel sheet is of 2 GB, and
Hmm.
I want a data like number of product I sold in this
Yes. Yes.
whole five sheets, right?
Yes.
So it basically we're gonna import this whole data into the data
Hadoop.
warehouse, and then we're gonna run the ETL or the collection or any of the logics, and
Hmm.
we'll get the output, right?
Yes. Correct. Correct. Exactly. That's what I want
But
to say.
end of the but end of the day, all your data, all this 10 GB of Excel sheet which I have uploaded will be there only.
Yeah, see, I'll tell you a simple example. I have given you 1000 GB of data. I need some results which are of 1 GB. Okay, I don't need 1000 GB. I need
Okay.
only 1 GB. So I'll process with the help of Hadoop framework. Okay, why I will process with
Okay.
Hadoop? Because if I go with the Oracle or some other data, I may complete in 24 hours. If I go with Hadoop framework, I may complete in 10 minutes. Okay,
Okay.
I'll process it. I'll get the results 1 GB data. That 1 GB data I will put into the Oracle system. See,
Okay.
there are some.
So okay, I agree. So basically, you're gonna do all the processing, all
Yes,
your calculation and processing will be done here, and then the output will be saved in Oracle or in MySQL or in Mongo, any of the database which
yes,
is supported, we can store it.
yes. That's what I want to say. Because see, there is no meaning in storing whole data, right? We can only store whatever
Yeah, I
is
understand.
required. Okay, that's what. No?
Okay. Okay.
Now, if I go with next slide, let's discuss the whole points what we are telling about. See, we will be doing collection of data here in Hadoop framework. Okay, so what we do, we'll do batch analytics. I said like we do mainly for the analytics purpose, not anything else.
Yeah.
So and when I say analytics means you'll be having some offline data, you'll be doing it. Suppose real time, when you say real time means I have collected 60 minutes of data. Okay, I can predict
Okay.
61st minute.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what real time analytics. Predictive, like I have analyzed some cricket match of last 10 years between two countries, so I can predict the 11th match which is going to happen between two countries.
You can predict, right?
Yes, we can predict with the help of 10 years data.
Okay.
That's how predictive. Real time means I told you already. So the main one more point here is, as I told you, it is very highly scalable. Okay, and it's a commodity hardware also. When I say commodity hardware means your laptop is a commodity hardware. Your laptop is a commodity.
Okay.
My laptop is a commodity hardware. I can use my laptop also one server in a Hadoop cluster. but
Okay.
but if you go with traditional softwares like IBM supports, yeah. Normally what people will do when they are working in enterprise company, they use servers, because if something goes wrong, they will raise a issue with support of those companies, they will give the support, right?
Okay.
Because the same time the cost involved in this enterprise servers, and we need to buy we need to renewal them. And person who knows IBM server, investment. So, but we are storing in commodity hardware. We need safety. It will come into Hadoop framework. Okay. So it is highly scalable and fault tolerant. I'll discuss about fault tolerant in the next slide, and the power of parallel processing. Right? We discussed all these points now. Now, if you go here, like I'll skip this slide because the customers who are using, I put just put for idea. I mean, everyone is nowadays. Everyone is using. Most of the clients are using Hadoop framework. Okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
I've taken the session for I mean all levels like project managers, like sometimes I have senior executives also. I have presented Hadoop training sessions in my last sessions. There are very good number of opportunities. Now let's discuss the main point here. I think is what I'm talking about, the fault tolerance, high availability. Okay, so you're storing your data in commodity hardware. That means you're storing your data in your laptop, your company data in your laptop. Assume, of course, in real time you don't use it your laptop as a commodity hardware in a company, but we use a cheap computers in heavy number in enterprise system. Okay, how we get high like fault tolerance here. Okay, let's discuss about this.
Okay.
Suppose I have data, one file I have. Okay, I divide the file into. I mean, don't take it word by word. What I'm saying is, literally, you divide the file into three blocks. One, two, three. Okay, one, two, three.
Okay.
Spread the three blocks into one server, second server, third server. Okay, I
Okay.
spread the three blocks into one server, second server, third server. I spread it into three servers. Okay.
Okay.
Now, what I will do is I'll create replicas of these three blocks. Replicas of these three blocks. One, two, three. Okay, I'll take it.
Okay.
Okay, I'll take a copy of them and paste it in another server. One, two, three.
Other servers means which server?
I have assume I have
Like,
five servers. One, two, three, four, five servers I have. Okay, yellow boxes.
okay.
Another my five servers. Okay.
So
Uh,
basically, you are talking about you have one master node and we have four, five node. These are the data nodes.
You leave about all those technical terms. Okay, just discussing in general what exactly
Okay.
how
Okay.
we are
Okay.
going. Okay, we have only five servers. Our
Yeah.
file is divided into three blocks, three chunks. I
Okay.
can say. Okay, I'll copy here, copy here, copy here. Okay, I need a fault tolerant. Means fault tolerant means what? Something I should not lose the data. In any case, I should not lose
Yeah.
my data.
Exactly.
Right? That is what fault tolerance. Right? So what I will do is I'll create a copy of one block and paste it in different server.
Okay.
Like that, I'll do three times. Every block, I'll create two copies and paste it in different servers.
Okay.
Okay. This information, that means every copy has two copies, extra two copies, three copies we have. This information
Yeah.
we store in different server.
Okay.
Okay. This information we store it in different server. Why? Why we store here is every application has to come through this main server. You can
Okay.
call it as a manager, it's a master, whatever, high level, next level. Okay.
Okay.
So if some other application wants to access data, a request will go to the master node. Master node knows where is the data residing, in which server it is residing.
Okay.
Okay. So it will serve that purpose. Assume you have a three blocks here. This guy, master guy knows, manager knows, three guys are available. So this guy will give it to anybody of them.
Okay.
This guy going to give. Suppose this guy master manager knows I know only one block is available, two blocks are not available. I know only one block is available, two blocks are not available.
Okay.
You know it, two blocks are on leave or sometimes they are not at all available. You can assume like that. So you will give a request to this block. So what you are getting? You are getting a fault tolerance. It means if something goes wrong to this mission, I can access data from different mission. I can access from different mission. Like that, I can access three levels maximum.
Okay.
I mean, it's not a maximum. There's a defined number of replicas you can create. The more replicas you create, the more you consume in terms of storage, right?
Okay.
You consume more in terms of storage. That's why the recommended configuration is three. Recommended configuration is three, and every copy will be copied to two times extra. So that I will be. I mean, you might be asking one question like, we are copying two times. That means if you copy 10 GB, you create 30 GB out of it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But what exactly we are losing? We are losing nothing. Nowadays, storage is very cheap. Storage
Yeah.
is very cheap, very cheap. At the same time, for the companies like very bigger companies, for storage is nothing for them. I can say, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So what we are getting? We are getting our business is very safe. It is available at any time, highly fault tolerant. You are getting right the point. The main point, what I
Yeah.
want to understand
Yeah,
you
I
is,
understand.
okay,
Yeah.
that's what. So the data, the nodes which store the data is data nodes, okay, where we are actual data is stored. The node which case of manager role is name node here, okay,
Okay.
and we have a version called now Hadoop 3.0 is running now, okay. Previously we used to have like one standby name node and one active name node.
Okay.
Okay, so standby node, I mean, when active node goes, standby node comes into picture and will act as an active name node. Now,
Yeah. We get multiple name.
only two. Nowadays, now in 3.0, like, I mean, it's completely all different altogether. You can have more than two also. You can have more than two names because assume like you have one critical, very high critical system. I mean, for you, adding a one more mission is nothing to you, but what you want is your business to be available 24 by 7, 365 days. That's what
Hmm.
you
Okay.
want. Okay. In that case, you go with Hadoop 3.0 features. Okay, that's what. So this is the main core component of the Hadoop framework, which I want to discuss with you. Like we have discussed so far, what is Hadoop and how it is evolved, why we need to use Hadoop, and where exactly we need to use. Okay, and exactly Hadoop architect. These are all file. I can say Hadoop file system architecture. Okay, Hadoop file system architecture. Now
Okay.
go with the main next heart of the Hadoop framework. The heart of the framework is the map reduce programming model. Map reduce programming model. It's a programming model. Every tool which develops on the Hadoop has to follow.
Okay.
Okay, you have framework. People will develop a number of tools out of it, but they have to follow one heart. That is called map reduce program. I'll give you a simple example. Just try to understand slowly. Assume like each box or each circle, you can say one small area in sense like in one place, one village. Okay, one village. You have a small place like this. 10 places you have. Somebody asked one person to count number of people in the 10 small areas in a one village. Okay, if we allocate one person, he will take 10 days. Assume like each colony takes one day. But
Yeah.
if you allocate 10 people, it will come in a one day,
Hmm.
right? So
Exactly.
what exactly we're doing here? We're doing something like our the person who is calculating the number of person is our program. That's called map. That's called map.
Okay.
Okay. The person who is aggregating, even though 10 people come with 10 numbers, somebody has to aggregate it. That's called
Okay.
reducer program. So because why we are coming up with map reduce programming model is in real time, like assume like I have some 100 node cluster. Okay, each has data. My program will go and run on each server. Okay, so I'll get the results out of it. What we do mainly in Hadoop framework is we distribute our program to the data. Okay, Data will not come to program. Program will go and run on data and give the results. Somebody has to aggregate it. That's called map reduce programming model. Map
Okay.
reduce programming model. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So for any doubts,
Yeah, 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 fine.
I hope you're following it. Okay. Now,
Yeah.
like we have a big scripting model. I told you like any tool which develops on the Hadoop framework has to follow MapReduce. So Pig, okay, and HBase, okay, and Hive, okay, Scoop and Kafka, Spark, okay. These are all tools which developed on the Hadoop framework. Is developed on the
Okay.
Hadoop framework. So when we start the sessions, we will take each component by component. We'll be understanding how exactly this component is involved in the Hadoop framework. What is the input and what is the output of it? Okay, how this component is talking to other component in a system. Okay, we are going to discuss in detail in the coming up sessions.
Okay.
Okay, if I put everything into one layer, assume. Okay, just now we discussed Hadoop file system, right? Replication file system. On top of that, we'll be having these are all Hadoop ecosystem tools. Ecosystem tools.
Some tools.
Okay, I mean when I say tool, I mean it can be, it might be interacting with Hadoop. It has to come discuss with HDFS only. Even though we use Windows OS, okay, every program which we install on the Windows system has to interact with file system. If I want to store a PPT on a system, it has to interact with file system, right?
Exactly. Like you need a file system where it's gonna store.
Yes, that is how HDF is also. Even though you might be writing 100 number of tools, ultimately it has to interact with your Hadoop file system.
Okay.
That's what. So I
So
mean, if
basically, the file system is the this HDFS is the basically the file system.
yes, but the storing of HDFS file system is different compared to normal file system. Because why it is different? Suppose I am using my single laptop. I know my C drive, D drive, E drive is sitting in this same laptop, right?
Okay.
But Hadoop file system, when you're interacting with Hadoop file system, the file system is distributed on all the servers. You might be seeing a terminal on your machine, but the backend is distributed on all the servers.
Okay.
If I tell you simple example, suppose I went here, okay, I'm opening a C drive Intel file. This Intel is sitting on C drive, but in HDFS file system, this might be sitting on some
Any
50th
of the node.
any of the node. Yes, the node, the cluster might be thousands of servers, but all you need to work on is terminal. That's how
Okay.
things will work. Okay, so
Basically, you'll see all the data in one place, but it will not be in the one place. Basically, it
yeah,
is
because
separated.
as an
It will
admin,
keep in one.
yeah, I should not worry about my data is sitting on 50th server or 56th server. I doesn't need that information. All I need is whether I'm able to access the data, whether I'm able to run the program on the data, whether I'm able to get the results after running the Hadoop program on it. That's
Okay.
what. Okay, that's what exactly uh, the main point here. Like so, do you have any further questions?
Yeah, I have like this was the demo, right?
Yes. Hmm.
Okay. Now I have few questions very like in this.
Okay.
First thing, like in this whole session, like if I talk about session, like okay, I'll go with the session. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what exactly the course consent which you have you shared with me on this? You shared
Yes.
that URL with me on LinkedIn. Just let me
Yeah.
open it.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Just one second. Let me open that link actually.
Yes. Yes.
Because in that, when I was reading that, I had a discussion with you also. Like the stuff which you have shared in your website is more in the terms of development. The person who is a developer, I'll say, like
Yes.
who works
Actually,
more.
when I put title also, Hadoop online training means like I cannot put Hadoop admin online training. In my course, I can say like I'll tell the program like whatever is required for you. I mean, it has 0 to 100% of topics. in terms of admin, in
Yeah,
terms
and
of, but what I will be covering is what is required for you. So I'll
okay,
be,
so what
yeah,
just for me, like, so
sorry.
what you will suggest for me, like, because I am right, I have a background of operations, right?
So what I'll be covering is like, I'll cover even complete admin part of it. At the same time,
So
I will be covering some basic development things also. Basic development things. With that, you can access the tools directly.
okay,
Yeah.
so okay, this is a big part. Okay, basic of development I understand, like this is a basic of basic stuff, right? But
Yes.
admin part which will complete the cover, what includes an admin part?
I mean, if you see each component, I have designed the course every component level. Okay, every component level. If
Yeah,
you
I
look,
can see like in like
pick.
if I see Hadoop online, first is understanding of big data in Hadoop. Second is Hadoop online training course, MapReduce framework.
Yes.
Why MapReduce? Architects, components, flow. So this is more in theory actually,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Like
Okay, let me open the course so what we can discuss.
yeah,
See, if you see, leave about all these things. Okay, map reduce framework, advanced map reduce program. If you start from here, right? Okay, see, before this,
yeah.
you have to work on setting on the Hadoop cluster on your own. So I'll be covering those topics. How I will be covering, how I need to install Hadoop cluster, what are the basic troubleshooting we need to do, how it looks like, if one of the node goes down, what we need to do. Okay, so
So we will install all this Hadoop
yes,
using Apache Hadoop or using Ambari or something.
Apache Hadoop we use. That's main
Hmm.
thing. If you understand that, you can do anything. You can do any number of things.
Okay, so we can install all this Hadoop and everything. We'll
Yes.
install it via Apache one, not via the Ambari or we use
No.
some other.
No.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, because that is a, see, if you understand the base layer, using some other tool to install will be very easy for you also. Okay, and
Yeah, okay, yeah.
if you come to here, like I'll be discussing about 2.x map values architecture. Okay, what are the 2.x has components, what kind of components, what is the yarn workflow. Okay, and let's discuss about peak, how we can install peak. Okay, how to write a program, what is the purpose of the peak, as an admin with peak scripting, what he needs to do. Okay, and the same way for
Okay.
hive also, the same way for hbase also. Okay, and uji and uji workflow we at the same time. Yeah, these are some
Oh,
admin
yeah.
stuff. Yeah. This all I think you don't require anything. I just
Okay.
added campaigning purpose. Yeah.
Okay. Then Hadoop project demo. And then end of that we're gonna have a small demo also with all like how we are using all this stuff, right?
Yes, yes, sure, definitely.
So okay, in this like okay, if I talk about as admin panel first thing will be we'll set up the servers, we'll set up a Hadoop cluster, right?
Yes.
So
See,
one will be the Hadoop. Yeah.
yeah, when I say Hadoop cluster, right? When I say cluster, we can have some two servers, three servers, okay, and we can work on it. We can work
Yeah,
on it.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
that is one way.
Uh,
I'll tell you one more way. See, as I
yeah.
told you, if you look from the Hadoop front end, you don't know the cluster how big it is. Ultimately, you will be working on single terminal. It might be having
Yeah,
a single
exactly.
server. It might be having 10 servers. Okay,
Yeah.
one more process will be working on standalone server. It will be acting as a name node. It will be acting as a data node.
Okay, now I'm now think. So we'll work on cluster or we'll work on single node.
Yes, standalone and two node cluster also. When I say two node, it can be more than one. How
So
we?
like
Hmm.
okay, it's fine. Like I can provide the machines I have. Like I'll create Amazon and on Amazon I'll give you access to this.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like, but this will it's on my test account only, so it's not something. So
Yeah.
I like okay. So basically on Amazon we'll create a Hadoop cluster
Mm-hmm.
will with multiple will like one or two nodes and while doing it we'll destroy one so that we can see like data is there, how
Ah,
we can add the node something. This is the where we this is come the installation part, right?
yes. So
Once this is yeah.
once that is done, as an admin part, like what are the tasks we need to do? Like how to add a
Yeah.
new node to the cluster, how to remove a
Okay.
failed server from the cluster, how to recover a failed node, what are the
yeah,
logs we need to look at, how we need to know the health of a system, whether it is running perfect or is there any fault in the system. That is all how we are going to do.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then we'll install the, like you have mentioned, pig. We have to
Yes.
install hive, pig, and
Yes.
everything.
Yes.
So like I yeah, please.
Once we set up a basic thing like a single node cluster or two node cluster, okay, then we can start the things one by one. When I say one
Like
by
one by
one,
one. Oh,
like I'll take peak, I'll be installing peak, I'll be doing some exercise, and I'll close the peak like that.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, and okay, that's fine. And how about like normally like in Hadoop, instead of using HDFS, or we can use this also like S3. So we'll do that also.
Sorry, come again.
Like in this Hadoop infrastructure.
And
Now people are using.
yeah,
Hello.
yeah. Please tell me.
Now, yeah, people are using S3 also to store the data. Instead of using the hard disk, they are storing in this S3 also, Amazon S3.
Yeah, I know it. I know it. So I'll be covering that as well. Like I need to look and I'll be covering